In 2018, at the age of 72, my mom found out she had been switched at birth. On December 19th, 1945, my mom, Linda, was switched with Denise. That is strange enough, but the full story is pretty interesting. Let's back up. In the late 90s, my oldest sister, Michelle, had approached my mom with a hunch. She said, "Mom, I think you were maybe switched at birth." My sister initially drew upon a couple major differences. Number one, my mom didn't look like the rest of her family. She had reddish brown hair and brown eyes, and the rest of her family had blonde hair and blue eyes. Number two, my mom was always really drawn to competition in sports like softball. She actually played softball competitively into her 50s. No one in her family pushed her at all towards athletics, but if she had a glove, ball, and bat, she was a happy gal. So my sister and my aunt, my dad's sister, started to do some investigation just for fun. They did find out that there was another baby girl born about 30 minutes of my mom, and her name was Denise. Thinking this was absolutely crazy, my mom said she didn't want any further investigation. She felt like it was basically impossible that she didn't belong to the family she grew up with. So Michelle dropped it. Fast forward about 20 years. My cousin Lori, living in Arizona, had just received her 23andMe results, and all was good. But there was one unique name on her relative list. A person who was from the St. Paul area, but she had never heard of her. Lori couldn't place the name, but it did jar her memory of my sister's investigation years earlier. Lori contacted my sister and discovered the name of the newly identified relative was the same name of the suspected switch, Denise. They told my mom, and she was stunned. This insane situation could all actually be real. After connecting with a skeptical Denise, my mom had her DNA tested only to be matched with all of Denise's relatives. It was all true. They had been switched at birth. KARE 11 News out of Minneapolis, Minnesota broke the story first on their Land of 10,000 Stories segment. A few days later, one of my sons called out, "Grandma's trending on Snapchat," and the other one said, "And on Twitter." The story was viral, and calls and emails started pouring in to my mom from programs like Good Morning America, The Today Show, and the Steve Harvey Morning Show. My mom's mother, who raised her, had passed away when my mom was about 17. So my mom spent her whole adult life without a mother. But with the new intel, she found out that her birth mother was still alive at age 99. She also found out she had a brother, Yogi, who was still alive. She also learned that her blood siblings, okay, that sounds gross, her biological family members, she found out that they all had red or brown hair, but there was one other amazing connection. Remember the softball stuff? My mom played into her 50s. No one else in her family drove her to play. She was drawn to it all on her own. Well, her newfound brother played baseball his entire life. He actually had played tournaments in our hometown. We probably crossed paths and didn't even know it. She also found out that her dad played for the minor league baseball team, St. Paul Saints, and had a ton of strong connections with many of the Minnesota Twins players. And her sister, who passed away a few years ago, had been inducted to the Minnesota Softball Hall of Fame in the early 90s. It's so wild. When the news spread, other calls poured in as well. Lawyers wanted to help my mother sue the hospital that made the error. However, my mom refused. She cherished the life that she had. She loved all the family she had and wasn't bitter. Was it all surreal? Yes. But she didn't want revenge for a stolen life or monetary payment to try to somehow make it all go away. Instead, she embraced it. She felt she just gained more family in her life. She felt it was all a gift. It was a gift for all of us. To this day, my gift has been that I've gained another uncle with my almost exact sense of humor, who my whole family has become very close with. After witnessing my mom's reaction to all of this, I had my mom take the VIA Character Strength Survey, something I use with many of my clients. It ranks 24 character strengths in order. My mom's top strengths: kindness and forgiveness. I'd say that's pretty accurate. In February of 2023, my mom passed away after a long battle with cancer. Based on my mom's outlook with this whole surprising, unbelievable, challenging situation, I try to share her story whenever I can. I often integrate it into workshops and keynotes to allow my clients to learn from her amazing, powerful mindset.